Kushala won the poll I just put on my channel for my next Rank 2 champion showcase from Act 8, and she won by quite a bit, so even though I wanted to do Penny next, we're gonna go with Kushala. Even though the comment section wanted Penny a lot, we're going with Kushala, but that's okay, because Kushala is a very, very fun champion, a very, very good champion too, and in this video we're going to be showing a lot of different Kushala stuff from many different areas of the game, and just show how versatile she is in many different contents. So starting off against Realm of Legends Captain Marvel, this is just basically a punching bag, but we have class advantage, so it's a bit cooler. And yeah, we're just gonna SP1 into SP2, and then spam some SP1s after that. So we get the Soul Barb up, we have 7 Incinerates ticking, which each make the Soul Barb last a little bit longer in duration, and now I'm just going to be throwing some special ones because we're going to get some extra Incinerates off of the Soul Barb, and we're just going to convert our ignition buffs. So this is kind of how I like to play Kushala for short fights, SP1, SP2 into a bunch of SP1s, and honestly it's not even a short fight, that's more like a mid-fight rotation because everything dies in SP1, SP2, or SP1 when you do Battleground stuff. And speaking of Battleground stuff, we're going to start against this rank 5 Maestro here, and this Maestro is Incinerate immune, so we do have to stick with our Soul Barb rotation, and that does mean that we don't have access to Incinerate damage, of course, which is the more potent of the damage sources that Kushala has, the Incinerates over the Soul Barb, I mean, but still, she's going to kill this Maestro very fast, and though it is only at rank 5, I've taken a lot of rank 2 Maestros before, I just didn't have a good one recorded, so, anyway, we consume a little bit of our ignition buffs to get a longer Soul Barb, but that's no big deal. We're going to get to another SP2, which is going to place another Soul Barb in just a second. And that one fell off, but it's no big deal, because we're going to kill him right here, and he's only at 22 of his Neutronium by the time that we actually kill him, so that's pretty nice. Next up we have Bullseye, and I made a video of rank 1 Kushala taking Bullseye before. It was a really good time. This one's not as I don't think the score is as good as that one in this clip, but at the same time, it's going to be a really good fight still. And so this is the crit me with your best shot meta, which really doesn't matter too much because Bullseye crits through the block anyway. Anyway, at this point, the way you want to fight Bullseye with Kushala is just keeping up your blue blessings, because those let you regen block damage, and that's just the key to winning this fight, is regenning his SP1 damage. So we want to parry as often as we can, especially during his special attacks, just like that. If you parry during his special attacks, you get a longer blessing, which is great, and same if you heavy counter a special attack, which we can't really do against Bullseye here, but if you do, you get a longer heavy blessing. I don't know the names of all these, but that's okay. So we're at 96% health just because we've been regenning all that block damage, and of course Kushala is bleed immune, so we don't have to deal with any of the bleeds through blocks. So 49,000 points against Bullseye is definitely very good. Happy with how that went. And next up we have Domino. And Kushala is just a weird domino counter, but she does it really well, and that's because for her blessings she increases her own ability accuracy, meaning you're not getting crit failed too often because of the ability accuracy increase. And even if you do get crit failed, well, Kushala has like 40% energy resist, so that means you're taking like almost 40% less damage than most champions would against Domino. So we throw the SP1, we had 9 Incinerates, and we can get unlucky, so we do need to watch our decks, but that's okay, not a big deal. We're going to get to the SP2, get an extended Soul Barb, hopefully with a good bit of ignition buffs active. I do need to watch out for her lucky, but that's okay. We're going to go for the special 2 right there, and our damage is going to start falling off because we're going to lose those Incinerates, but it's no big deal. We're going to just kill her with basic attacks, I believe, or a little bit of the Soul Barb, a mix of both. So there we go, Domino down in how fast? 50 seconds with a almost full health pool, which is pretty crazy for a Mystic champion, because I don't know of many Mystics that can actually take Domino. Really nice fight there, if I do say so myself. And next up I'm going to be fighting Future Ant-Man. This is the ex-Magicka Battlegrounds meta, meaning we have War Tactic and stuff like that, but on the other hand, we also have to deal with the fact that the Fate Seal node is active, and the Fate Seal node is really annoying because you do not want your opponent to get Fate Sealed, actually. There I got a stupid intercept to stupidly... I don't even know what's happening here. I just lost so much of my health because of AI weird stuff, but it's okay. We throw my SP2 here, and what I was talking about the Soul Barb, or the Fate Seal, is that I don't want my opponent to get Fate Sealed because then I don't have any buffs to use my Soul Barb active for. So that's really annoying, but at the same time, if I manage it correctly, it's no big deal. Like, see, I timed my SP2 here with the timer, so I got Fate Sealed, which is good. And against Fantman, you want to stick with SP2s, just because he reduces the durations of Incinerate by a large amount depending on the Sig ability. So yeah, 52-second Fantman takedown. I would have won the round if I didn't get hit early in the fight for some reason, but it's okay. That's all the Battlegrounds fights I have of her at rank 2, unfortunately, but I do have a lot of other fights from other content I'm going to be showing off next, starting with Winter of Woe Aegon here. This is one of the silliest fights I've ever done, and it's because of the fact that Kushala's Mystic Dispersion Mastery works differently. The more points you have into it, the more power you get, but instead of getting power when a buff expires, it is for Kushala when a buff triggers. And that's why my Mystic Dispersion, or I just gain a burst of power every time that I trigger an ignition buff, or in this Winter of Woe Aegon's case, just his Furies, because I tap him once, that's 6 buff triggers, so pretty good time if I do say so myself, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we're kind of just spamming specials like crazy in this fight. I do run 5 out of 5 MD all the time, so that definitely means that this is a little bit ridiculous, but honestly, it might be to your benefit if you don't run 5 out of 5 MD and switch to 4 out of 5 or so. I really didn't care because I was just having fun, but at the same time, 4 out of 5 MD probably would be easier for this fight. So anyway, we have to bait his specials sometimes just because he gains power, so obviously we have to. But also, anytime he throws a special attack, I want to be able to heavy counter it to get rid of the node that is going to make me take damage if I don't throw a heavy attack after a special attack. So that's annoying, but if I bait SP2s, it's an easy counter. If I bait SP1s, I'm just kind of chilling because I can use my relic. So anyway, I'm going to dash in, counter his special attack right there. I threw it in the frame that the debuff immunity triggered though, so I am going to lose the degens from the SP3. No big deal, but just something to notice. So I got some Incinerates ticking. I now have a Soul Barb ticking. I'm going to throw another SP3 after I bait this guy's at SP2. So yeah, this fight's almost over. And it is just a really silly, cheesy option. It was really fun trying this out. I did mess it up a couple times, just because in this fight, you take one hit, you basically die, unless you have that node that gives you the crit resist and the block proficiency. So yeah, I think at this point, I'm just gonna try to let him tick down, and then I get rooted, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I need to throw the special 3 now. And then I'm just gonna spam the relic so he can't throw his SP3, and whether it hits him or not, he still dies, so. That's a pretty fun fight. It's so cheesy. It feels weird putting it in this video, but yeah, it was fun. So, alright, next up we have Eternity of Pain Hercules, and this is a pretty fun fight for Kushala. I do have to stick with a Soul Barb rotation because he reduces the ability accuracy of Nullify effects by 95%, which of course Kushala's Blessings increasing her own ability accuracy will bypass a little bit, but I feel like it is better to just stick with an SP2 rotation for this fight. And the Soul Barb, when I have Footloose up, is pretty ridiculous, and Kushala's ability to increase the aggressiveness of this Herc helps a lot, because the worst thing about this fight is the AI. I have this weird YouTube short that I uploaded almost a year ago now of me crying about the AI in this fight, which I honestly want to delete because all it is comments of... It's just weird comments. But anyway, I might delete that video, I'm not even gonna lie, so you heard it here. But anyway, we're just kind of making him aggressive with our heavy attack blessing. When I keep it up, I don't think I keep it up too much in this fight, but I'm going to try a little bit, at least in the beginning. I know I do a lot, so we also have Insurance Policy where we can block a lot of hits. We can also block his unblockable hits, by the way, because Kushala can block all unblockable attacks if she has a blue blessing up, so now I can't because the blue blessing is gone, but yeah, I had it earlier, so I could have blocked unblockable hits there. And yeah, we're gaining some power from Kushala's interaction with MD, because I'm not gaining any combat power rate because this is the recharge node. I'm going to take a little hit there, but it's okay. The recharge node makes it to where I only gain power when I hold the block, and same for the AI, so we're going to throw the SP1 here, or not. Now I'm going to throw the SP1, and I actually do get a cheeky nullify, because remember how I said Kushala increases her own ability accuracy with her blessings? I bypassed Mystic Ward with that at the end. I got rid of his immortality, which is pretty cool, so alright, last up, we are going to be fighting Labyrinth of Legends Star-Lord just to see what she looks like for longer fight rotations. I know Kushala does do some Necropolis fights, but I tried Odin and I died, and I legitimately just didn't feel like redoing it because I don't enjoy Necropolis content. I just don't find it fun, so I didn't really want to continue doing it. But anyway, we're going to be fighting the Star-Lord here, and for longer fights, it is worth going for an SP3, at least one of them, because you're going to place a judgment on the opponent, and what the judgment does is it increases your blessing duration by 4 seconds per each one. I don't remember how many judgments you can stack, but it is nice to have at least one, I feel like, just because, why not? It's a longer fight, you can afford it, but I sped the fight up just because it's not too interesting. It's kind of a punching bag kind of fight, but he also has what, almost 4 million health, at least 3 million, I don't remember the exact amount, 3.3 maybe, that number sounds right. So this is going to be a bit of a shorter showcase because I didn't have too many Battlegrounds fights for Kushala, weirdly enough. I don't know why I didn't, but I usually have plenty of Battlegrounds fights recorded ahead of time. For her, I didn't. Unfortunate, but I'm sure I'll have more Kushala and Battlegrounds content coming out soon, so yeah. Shorter showcase for my rank 2s, but it's okay, not that big a deal. So you can just see me kind of spamming an alternation between my SP1 and my SP2. You do want to be throwing your SP1s with at least one soul barb up, because you get 4 additional incinerates if you do it that way, which is really nice. And we're going to throw an SP1 here. When I have a soul barb, I kind of just want to stick to spamming SP1s if I can help it. And we hit 40 incinerates at that one point, which is pretty insane. That's just so many incinerates. And so we're going to be throwing the SP2 here. Never mind, we're throwing an SP1 here. And I'm going to go for a heavy attack, and he's about dead. And then we're going to throw the SP2. Soul Barb's going to do a bit of damage, and I'm going to kill him with an SP1. So yeah, that is Labyrinth of Legends Star-Lord. Again, bit of a shorter showcase for my Act 8 stuff, but if you want to see more Kushala content, I have a good bit of rank 1 Kushala content. She was my second Titan pull, so I've been playing with her for a while before I actually could take her to rank 2. There were a lot of mystics that had priority on first, so anyway, yeah, just go search up Grass MCoC Kushala or something. You'll be finding a lot of other videos on her, because she's a really cool champion. Always loved playing her, and she's a joy at rank 2. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, all the fun YouTube stuff I'm obligated to tell you, and I will see y'all in the next one.